Hello everyone. This video is to teach us how to solve our system of equation by the graphing method, mostly to identify the solution when we're asked to graph the system of equation. So we know we have a system because we have more than one linear function. The first one here is in y-intercept form and the second one is in standard form. So the first thing we want to do is solve the equation so that they're both in y-intercept form. So I'm going to take my standard form equation and I'm going to use my inverse operations to solve for y. So I have 2x minus 3y is equal to 6. Subtract 2x on both sides. Then I'm going to divide by negative 3 on both sides to get a positive 2 over 3x and a minus 2. Now that I have this, I am ready to graph. So I'm going to go ahead and graph both of my equations by using the y-intercept of 7, then going up 3 and over 1 to get my next point, then using the y-intercept of negative 2 and using the slope of 2 over 3 up 2 over 3 to get that next point. Here you see that the two linear functions intersect in one point. This point here we call the solution. So the solution to the system is -4, -5. So in this case here we have one and only one solution. In our next problem here we have two equations that are both already in y-intercept form. So step one is done for us. So here we're going to go ahead and graph our first equation at the y-intercept of 4, and our slope isn't there, which means we have a coefficient of 1. So whenever the slope is not present, or there is no coefficient, we know that there is an imaginary 1 there. So we go up 1 over 1 to get to our next point. When we graph both of these lines, we see that they're parallel, which means that they're not going to have any solution. We can also tell that they're parallel because their coefficients are exactly the same. As you can see here, both of these x values do not have a coefficient, meaning they're both 1. So our final solution is no solution. This system of equation has no solution because the lines are parallel. In our last equation, we're going to have to do a bit of work because our second equation is in standard form. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and solve first. And when we solve, we get y is equal to 7 plus 3x. So I do the same thing that I do in the first equation here. I use my inverse operations to get y by itself. That's the goal. When I graph these, I notice that they lie exactly on top of each other, meaning they're the exact same line. When two lines lie on top of each other like this tells us that we have infinitely many solutions because they are the exact same line, therefore they intersect in each and every point. And it's infinite because if you notice here, both lines have arrows in the end, so they go on in both directions infinitely. That is why we have infinitely many solutions here.